Sir, unable to hear your voice, sir.
Now, is it audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So today's topic is how you going to create the files and what are the different types of files that are available in the DBMS. So when I say something called a DBMS, we have some 5 layers are there. The file first layer is the disk space, then buffer management, files and access, then relational operators, then query optimization and execution. So when you talk about the file organization, the third layer among the DBMS layers is files and how you're going to access and what are the rules and regulations or the methods you are going to follow. So what it is going to say, it organizes the data carefully to support fast access to desired subset of the records. So records are the in subset, that means it is in some place. So I want to access that in a faster manner. So if I organize in a proper way, then only I can access. So the data has to be organized. So how I'll be organizing? A file organization is a what? It's a method of arranging the records in a type of files. So when the file is stored on a disk, that means whenever I want to store the data, so where I'm storing on the disk, somewhere on the particular area. So that area we are calling as a hard disk. Okay, so with the help of your, if you thought about something called information technology, a RAM is the RAM or ROM, we have been heard about this. So with the help of RAM, which is going to make me the writing and reading the content from the hard disk. So with the help of that, I'll be writing onto the disk. So when I'm writing the things, that means I want to store the data permanently on the hard disk. So how are you going to organize that and how are you going to put it? So suppose if we say generally, if we talk about general thing, the books are there. So the book should be kept in the bag or in the rack or something like that. So we are being properly organized. There is a one place where we have to put our books. Okay, so similar fashion, files which we are organized is the method of organizing or arranging the records in a file that will be stored on the disk. So how are you going to relate this? So the relation is typical stored on a files of the records. So something like this is an example. So as I told you that we are being calling about the third layer files and the access of methods. So what it is do, as I said, something called tuples and records. So tuples is nothing but rows, or we call as a records that has some relation. So relation is nothing but some records. So we are calling that as in a form. So as I'm telling that the record should be in a DBMS or the RDBMS should be stored in a form of tabular form. So relational database says that you are storing the data in a tabular form. But tabular form is nothing but one file. Okay, so it's like a document. So we'll be having, like, suppose if you have a computer or a mobile, what are you going to do? You will be having the WhatsApp messages, you'll get the chat messages, you'll be having status. Like this, we have different files. So all files, we are not going to put it in a simple one single folder. We are trying to divide. Like if you want any file regarding the status, I'll go into put in the status. What are the photos that I received in the WhatsApp, that will go into go into the gallery. Okay, what are the files that I have been downloaded from the website or from the WhatsApp, it will going to put it in the document. Like this, you have been separate folders. Similar fashion, our records that has been stored in the tabular format is called as records. Those records has some relations, that is what files. So files, what the files will comes, it comes from some pages. Now when I'm saying these pages, we called on the hard disk. In the hard disk, the pages, like, we are not going to put the pages on the hard disk. The hard disk will be having some sectors and blocks. Okay, if you are read about this particular thing, the information technology, you will be having a sectors and the vectors. Okay, that means a steel plate. Okay, the hard disk is nothing but something not special over there. If you open the hard disk part, you there you'll find one steel plate. In that steel plate, there will be the it will going to write it like, if you know, if you see the olden movies, or most of the people, those who are in the 90s 40s, our grandpa and grandmother, whoever it may be, they used to listen the songs on gramophone, if you remember that, or if you see the old movies or the latest movies, in like, what you call, traditional movies. In that, if you find, they will be listening the songs. So nowadays we are listening on the laptop or mobile, something like that. But previously, if you go for like 10 years back, they used to have Walkman. Before that, they used to have tape recorder. Before that, they used to have something called gramophone. So if you see the gramophone, it will be like Bopu. There you will be having a disc will be put it over there. If you remember the example, this kind of thing has been shown in the movie called Idiots, Three Idiots movies. The principal will be have one, uh, what is that? He will be go for the shaving, and the hero will come and give the explanation. So he says, your time is up, you can go. Then he will be put some song. So there you'll find, if you remember that clip, that particular part, if you remember that movie, there the hero, after going of the hero, then the principal will going to listen the song. So the song will be like big, round plate, black color stick. So if you see that hole, that you can see, then there are a lot of rings are there. So the rings are called as sectors, and each sector has been divided into slides. So it's like your pizza. So when you go for an ordering the pizza will be cut it into 6 pieces. So one piece is called your block. Okay, and the entire sector is the round rings on that particular. That means, why I'm telling you this, because the tuples, whatever the records that we are storing on the disk, it has been stored in a form of files. So the files we are seeing in a form of GUI. Like here, I will show you how it will be looks. So if you see this, so normally we'll see this is a files. So this is how I'll represent this as a files. For me, my convenient, this is a folder. In this, we have a lot of files. So it's a GUI representation for our convenient purpose. But this is not the actually to store on the hard disk, because the computer knows only zeros and ones. Okay. So this file, whatever that you have shown, seen over here, is what it is saying. Those are the files. So the page, it is having some pages and blocks and sectors. So if you see how the sectors and vectors on the hard disk, so it will be showing how I can show like this. So hard disk. Yeah, I got it. Okay, if you see this one, I able to see this picture. So if you see this picture, so here you see this is the plate, a round plate. So this is going to help you to write it. So if you see this small pin over here, now can you see the screen? Yeah, so it is very clear. So if you see this one, now this is actually the old fashioned, you will find this one, but the big plate, uh, this is now latest trend. So seeing that is the model, from that model this has been built. So you can see here a small pin will available. This pin will going to help you to read the data and store the data on this hard disk. So this hard disk is like a steel plate. So it's a steel plate. On the steel plate, your data will be stored in a format. So how this will be stored, I'll be showing that also. Sectors and so if you see on this, now you can see this is one. So on this steel plate, you will be having this all rings. So this part is a sector, and these are tracks. The round one is the tracks. So here we have 1 track, 2 track, 3 track, 4, 5, and 6 tracks are there. So this is one track, this is one track, this is one track. Like this, we will be having all the rings are called as tracks. And this is one piece. So this particular one piece is a sector. So when I make our system, now see if I see my computer, I have been made my partition. So A, B, C, D, like this, I made my parts. So this hard disk has been made into 4 pieces. So 4 pieces not cutting, that will be making this. That means this area, this suppose this area is called a C, this area is called B, this area is called D, this area is called E. So that whenever I try to pick up my record from my computer, that slider which you see, this one, see this movement, this will directly jump to that area. Okay, so this will go on rotating. So whenever I'll go for that, so here you'll find the clear accuracy. The splinter will go into that. So this is going to help. Okay. So this pin will going to help me to jump for that particular. Okay. So if I say D drive, it will jump over here. So if I say E drive, it will jump over here, and it will going to give this. So automatically it will rotate. So this is going to help me to rotate that particular page so that I can access the data. So the data which has been stored will be, that means on the sectors my data is being stored. So actually we don't know all these things because we are thinking that we are storing in a format. So how this is done, we are using some softwares. That software will going to store my data in a format tuples, and that records on my hard disk, it is stored in a form of sectors. So this is what how that means on the small part, the colored one is a one piece of sector. So this is how you find. So he says that my records will be stored on a sectors. In what fashion? I have been organizing in a smooth manner. That means I have to be organized. That should be organized in a proper way. Okay, so we are organized in a proper way. So that is what the definition says. You have to organize that. So organize. So what it will do is store the records in a file in a collection of disk pages. Keep track of pages allocated in each file. Tracks available space within the pages allocated to the file. Now this is what it will going to do. Okay, so this is what the definition of the file organization. So file organization method of arranging the records in a file whenever the file is stored on the disk. Okay, so this is what it will do. So what we are now doing, so do you think this is a good idea to sort the records stored in a file? Okay, you think that is it a good idea? So it says yes or no. So now how I going to pick up the records? So when I want to pick up the records, so the records are in this format because we are telling in this is in a tabular format. Then each records I will be identifying with some numbers. Say like here if you see on my screen, I have opened multiple tabs. So if I want to jump here, I can jump directly. I can jump here, or I can jump in this, or I can jump. So whenever I want, I can easily jump because it is giving me that this is 1, this is 2, this is 3, this is 4, like this. So it's just trying to, so I have an alternate to jump to whichever the location I can go. So similar fashion, the records has some index numbers. That number will going to store in the table format. So wherever I want to jump, because I why it is required to jump, because I want the queries. So if you see the diagram here, what is the first one you find? It's a query and optimization and execution. That means you are putting some questions. What is the question? I want so and so record. So when I'm asking the question, it's nothing but query. So with the some help of relational operator, so say using equal to, less than, greater than, I'll say the roll number 20 belongs to Hyderabad, or the name or the city, those are coming from the Hyderabad. Like this, I am putting some questions. So using some relational operators, I'm trying to access the files. So when I'm accessing the files on the disk space, because the file is available on the disk, on my hard disk. So I want to pick up that file using some operations. I am putting the queries. So what I need, I should be get it. So wherever it is stored somewhere, so immediately it will going to give it. It's a fraction of a second, it will search and it will give me. So how the search is happening? Because I have thousands of records that has been arranged in this track. Simply I have been labeling those things and I'm putting in a box saying this is 1, this is 2, this is 4, 5. So this index will going to take care on that. Okay, he's asking first record. So in this they will see the first and jump over there. So like this the index organization. So what is this index is? it is a data structure. That means it's a pointer. So you have to remember that index is nothing but a pointer called data entry. What is that? It's a data entry in the textbook. So it's like a textbook. We have something called pages and the numbers will be there. I want to go to that particular topic. I'll see the number where that number falls. And seeing that number, I'll turn to that page. So similar function, it's a index is a pointer, right? So that will going to help me to search the file. So it organized based on the search key. That means it is going to have the key on this. So it will be like, say it is 1 2 3 4 5 6. This all 1 2 3 5 6 has been put it over here. So the index will going to take care. So suppose if I want this one, according to that is 3, simply it will be stored over the 3 number. The 3 will be jumping here and it will going to give the relevant information. So that is what I want, that particular organization. So it's a pointer which is going to based on the search key. Now we have three things over here. So three alternates in the indices and the data record interaction. How the data will be pick up. First, put the data record in the index. Put the data record in the index. So I am putting the data record in the index. So say I have some data here XYZ. So XYZ is there in the location 1. So I'll put it in the index 1. Then this is M and Y is located in this particular 3 or 4. So here I'll write 3 or 4, something like that. I'll be trying to write the record number of that. Then it has been stored as a record ID. That means this index will be stored as an ID. Okay, I will be storing this in a form of ID. So whenever I want this, any information, this I will not go directly here. I'll just go to this index and I'll try to jump it. That will go and take care of the records. So this is what it will happen in the alternative. Then another one is stored a list of record IDs of the data record with the same search key values. So what are the values you are search? Like I want to search for 1521 as a roll number. So 1521 in the same number, if I stored in the record also, index also, directly it will go into check it and it pick up the records. So don't change the index number. Say here if it is a 1, this row is recording as 1. You put it 1. Don't say it is 101, 102. So what happens if I say again it has to be, I have to write an extra program to compare that wherever the 101 is there, please consider as 1. Wherever 102 is there, please consider as 102. 2. Wherever the 103 is there, consider as a third record. So again we have to write some logic to compare. So don't go with that. So what it is saying that index number, whatever you are storing, keep the label for this also the same number, so that in future if I use this number, that match number should be matched. So I will be mapping, okay, this one is the one is that has been there, directly jump to that one location in the record. So like that I'll be having three alternative indices. So one alternative is that one I have to have the record, data record should be maintained and that should be stored, then it should be listed in the record. This is what the three things you should remember, right? Then there are something called some special cases. We call that as a cluster index. So what is this cluster index? We have the records like this. Then definition, if I think tell about the definition, the ordering of the data record in the same as or close to the ordering of some index. Okay, that means you have to find the nearest value. Okay, so I'll be putting, see here I have some values over here, say 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 one category. Okay, 11 to 20 another category, 20 to 21 to 30 another category. Like this I'll go on give the indexes, so that like if you go for the best example, I can say most of the people we are visiting the pharmaceuticals, okay, to purchase the medicine. So if you see the medical shop, you will be having the racks. So whenever I'll talk about something like I want some ibuprofen or combiflam, then he'll not search all the things, he'll be having some note combiflam C. So he'll go to the C categories. Again in the C categories he'll be having, okay, CO or something painkiller with C, with the letter C, go to that particular rack. So again it will be having sub department. So that is the best example of the cluster index. That means, see if you remember the medical shop, if you go, what are the prescription you will give, immediately he will get the, because it's not an experience, he will be having in his mind that some point he has been noted, okay, this kind of tablets will be there in that particular rack. So directly go there, give the tablet, within 5 minutes he will be making you with bill and he'll make you out. How it has happened? Because he has put some ranges on that particular letters. So similar fashion, I will be arranging the list. Again, another example, I can say library also. So if you go with another, instead of going for library, I can give one example of your dictionary. You have the dictionary book, Oxford Dictionary or any dictionary book is there. So if you see that there will be all sorts of with the letter of A from 1 to 20 pages. Again, in the letter of A also you will be having with AA combination, AB combination, AC combination. Like this, we will be having some pages. So like that, it will have some range saying that from so and so, so and to so and so, I can go within one index. So in the index, will going to take that, okay, from 1 to 10, I have to search in this particular box. From 11 to 10, 20, I have to search in the particular. So that what happens, my searching will become more faster than to the comparing one. So why it is important? Because it is going to reduce the cost using the index to answer and range of search queries. That means instead of putting lot of questions, okay, I want to know about something called 1506. So 1506 is there in the first block. So I'll not go with the searching in the other box. So I'll not going to search in other boxes. In other records, I'll not search because 506 I'm saying. So it is from 501 to 510. So 510 is this one. So I will be writing here 1 to 10. So 1 to 10 is fall under this. So I'll not search here because I'll say that, okay, if this is not here, then it will not available naturally in the other box. So why I'll waste my time? So it will going to avoid my time, reduce my time. So I'll be searching in this particular area. So it will going to reduce the cost of the index to answer the range search of questions. Then what is happening over here? But it is too expensive to maintain when data is updated. Okay, because whenever I'm putting the data, so I need some more expenses will be there. Why? Because if the data record cannot be kept in a sorted, we can how we can speed up the search. So the data whichever that you are putting in this one should be arranged properly. Okay, and it should be categorized. So when I do that categorize, then that is called as a cluster indexes. So that with the help of cluster indexes, what the cluster index is doing, it is going to put some ranges in that particular record and it will be having some reference. That reference will going to search only that particular box and it will going to omit the other. Okay, so in order to develop this, it is little bit extensive, but we have to use it. Okay, then another one is something called heap file. So we have something called heap file, very unspecial case. So heap file, it is simplest file structure. It is an unordered file. Records are stored in a random order across the pages of the files. So it doesn't have the sequence. It will not go for the sequence. It will put in a disorder manner. That means randomly it will try to pick up the records. So how randomly it will going to pick up the records, we'll see. So we call that as a hashed base index. So for this, we'll be having key. So you have to remember something called key. So when I'm talking about the hash base or the heap based indexing, we have something called key. So I will be having each and every output. I'll put one key over there, or I'll be putting some note. If you remember this kind of serial, if you remember Alibaba 40 chores. Do you remember that one? The story of, otherwise nowadays also it is coming in the form of serial. In Telugu, Alibaba Nalpai Dongal, or if you see the Hindi movie or Hindi serial or something that it is related to Alibaba movie or serial also. There will be 40 thieves will be there. So the thieves will go into search for this particular hero, that because this hero has theft their ornaments and all the things. So one day he'll come and the one of the chief of that particular person will come and he'll be rounding his house. That means he'll put some symbol to that particular house. That means this is a person, tomorrow morning we have to kill this person. So they'll put some mark to their house. So what the intelligent girl of that particular Alibaba's wife or the girlfriend will going to do, she'll put all the marks on the other buildings also, so that when the villains comes to see that particular option, he will be get confused, okay, which building have been marked. Okay, so that's a small concept just I want to make you. So like that means I have a lot of say, content. So that contents I want to label it. So with that particular labels I'll try to pick up. So we call that as a hash based indexing. So using an hash function, we call as an HR, where R is a field value. So the output of HR are points to in a bucket. So that means what I'll do, I'll going to, yeah, tell ma, Sudeepa. Yeah, any doubt? Sudeepa, tell ma. You raise the hands, tell me.
సార్ అది కొంచెం నాకు అర్థం కాలేదు మీది సౌండ్ సరిగ్గా వస్తలేదు నాకు
చెప్పు నాన్న, ఏది అర్థం కాలేదు నాన్న? హ్యాష్ బేస్డ్ నాన్న?
ఎస్ సార్
హ్యాష్ బేస్ మీకు లైక్ ఐ విల్ బి టెలింగ్. అలీబాబా 40 దొంగల సినిమా చూసారా? లేకపోతే అలీబాబా అరడజ దొంగలు అనేసి సీరియల్ ఉంది. లేకపోతే ఓల్డ్ మూవీ దేర్ ఇస్ సంథింగ్ కాల్డ్ ఇన్ తెలుగు దేర్ ఇస్ ఎన్టీఆర్ మూవీస్ దేర్ అండ్ హిందీ ఐ థింక్ ధర్మేంద్ర or somebody is there. Or if you don't know that movie, nowadays it is coming in a form of serial, Alibaba anesi. Do you watch that serial? No idea.
ఐడియా సార్
Okay, those who don't have those who have an idea, well and good. Those who not have an idea, I'll tell you. Like the small story.
I know the story, sir.
Yeah, and last end story you tell me, ma. Last end story. There is like the one of the
The
person.
end of the story, yes, sir. Actually, Alibaba's some villains. I remember the servant maid tracks every one of them,
Yeah.
and she kills them in a boiler.
Yeah. So
She
for that,
she pours oil and she boils every one of them.
yeah. She'll put some mark on the all the.
Yeah, for every house door, she takes a chalk piece
Yeah.
and she draws a red line out of all the everyone's doors
So that in order to confuse the killer, that all the
to
thieves.
confuse the killers. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So same kind of concept. That means what I'll do, I'll put all my data and I'll put some marks over there. So that is like best example you will be saying. Like one more thing is like one more example I'll be telling you. If you remember the another one, like I have a bucket. I have to fill that bucket with water. Right? I filled it. I open the tap and I fill the bucket. Finish. Then what single drop should not be fall down, and the water should be automatically it should be empty, and it should be transferred into another bucket. So when I transfer the water into another bucket, what happens? At least I'll be losing the water. Some of the water will be fell down. So I don't want like that. Can anybody tell the solution for this? Like without single drop of water should be wasted, and the bucket should be transferred to another bucket. And at the simultaneously that water should be filled. That means here it should be empty, at the same time that water should be filled. So how are you going to do that one?
I will.
Yeah, tell me. Do you got the question? What do you understand the question? What is the question I was asking? I want the bucket to be filled, at the same time it should be empty. So whenever I'm empty is in the sense means I have to transfer that to full bucket to the another bucket, and the water should not be get fell down, and I should not close the tap also. So continuous the water should flow. Continuously water should be get filled in the bucket, and the continuously bucket should be empty. That means it should be transferred into another bucket. How it is happen?
Sir, this can be funny, sir, but when you don't see me, I'll just exchange the buckets.
No, I don't want to exchange. That means if you are exchanging, what happens? Tap has to close first thing. Tap has to close, because as I told, the condition is water should not get dropped. Then so you are you are replacing the bucket. Then what you are doing, you are transferring from one bucket to another bucket, so the water will fall down.
From the tip of that water, from where it is coming, I'll keep my other bucket there, sir. Then keep it down, then I'll pour this water.
So I want single drop water should not be wasted, and I should not close the tap.
సార్ 2 buckets పెట్టుకొని ఒకటి మీద పట్టుకొని దానికి హోల్ పెడితే దాని
Sir, we can connect the
right
buckets with the pipes, sir.
Right, చెప్పండి.
Sir, we can connect the buckets with another pipes.
Very good. Very good. That is the
Empty
solution.
buckets are connected with the
With
pipes.
pipes, so continuous
Yes,
flow
sir.
of water will be there. Got it?
With pipes, we
So the bucket will be filling and it is simultaneously empty, and there is no chances of losing of any single drop. So no need to close the water. So what we are doing, we have some pipeline between the connection to the bucket to the bucket. Then I'll be saying, so this bucket is for so and so, this bucket is of so and so. So you can put as many of buckets. So what is happening over here? My data has been identified in a form of buckets. So what is happening? My data is a huge data because I have a continuous flow of my data. So there is a lot of continuation of flow of data is there. So I have to be not to lose, and the connectivity should not be get lost. So what I'm doing here, I'm following the form of buckets. So what the bucket will do here in this case, a primary page plus 0 or more overflow pages. So bucket contains key. The bucket contains key, some ID, and some pairs. So based upon that particular key, I'll be pick up in that particular data. So I'll be saying, okay, so at the last and then between each and everything, I'll be making some points and I'll say, okay, I have to, once this is been, that means what happens if I put some third bucket. So the water comes to the third bucket. Meanwhile, the second bucket is empty because unless until third bucket is filled, the second bucket will not be filled because the data is passing from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So, and till the second is bucket is filled, I can slowly remove the third bucket because the third bucket is filled, and I can replace the third bucket in that particular place with another bucket so that I can get it. That means the data is continuously flowing, and without any disturbance, I cannot have any break over the bottom. So for each and every bucket, I have some ID. So the data is being indexed, okay, in a form of hash. So for that, I'll be having the, see, this is what the example. So hash bucketing will be like this. So hash bucket indexing is this one. So I have some keys. So I'll be having some 0 to n keys. So I will be having some lot of pages. So this each and everything will be having like this. This kind of address will be there. So this is how I will be having an address. So index pointing of data records will be like this. So I have this particular part. So this part. So Smith, Jane, and Tracy. Now this all are comes under the key called 503. Okay, then these are comes under key called 3000. Okay, so these are all the keys or keys or the amount or something like that. So 3000 rupees says that it's in a 3000 rupees. So I am saying hash salaries of so and so, so and so salaries of above one. So something like this. So it's maybe a salary, it's maybe a key, or it can be a value. So what is happening? I'm trying to put my data. I'm being sorting some few data. So this data belongs to this particular bucket, this data belongs to this particular bucket, this data belongs to this particular bucket. So what happens whenever I try to pick up, it will not search for all the things directly. When I say Smith or James or Tracy, it has some keys. So it will be having some keys. See here, 3000 is there, 6003 is there, 504 is there. So here if you see that there is something called 504, there is something called 3000, so 3000 or something. So it is having link. Okay, I'm searching for this particular person, it is available only in this category, or I'm searching for this particular person, still available only in this. So how it will be based upon some keys, based upon that keys, it will be stored in a another table. Again, the keys are being stored in another format. So I'll be having the keys have the some values, and that value will be going to disclose and enclose whatever your query is there. So all my records has been stored somewhere. With the help of hash key, I will search it. So my instead of searching all the things, okay, instead of like if you go for a library, you will be seeing like I have science books, social book, computer books, and all things. So what you will do, if I want any C++ or RDBMS book, you will not search in the geology rack. Directly you go to that because our library is a big library. So you will be asking, sir, where is the computer lab I can find? So you'll be saying, go to that third section. So directly you jump to the third section. So that is indexing. So third is what here? My hash key. Then in the third rack, you'll find a lot of computer books. Then there you will find something called RDBMS book. So you'll search for the R. That means you'll go to that particular rack 3, and in that you'll find the R with the letter R. Then you'll find something called D. So you'll be seeing the RD combination. That means in R also there is something called lot of books are there. Then what you'll do RDBMS. So I have given the shortcut for RDBMS. So I say RD. So I will search for the RD record. Then I'll be moved to the That part, okay, that means within fraction of minutes I'll go to that particular rack and I'll pick up the book. So this is what the hash key. So what you are done, you went to the computer section, then you are that particular library, and you visited the person. He guided you that go to the third rack or the some particular rack. He has labeled the rack. Go and you are searching. So this is how your simplification of search has been become simple. So this is what hash based one. Okay, so that is hash based one, and there is something called tree based indexing is there. Okay, so when I'm going for the tree based indexing, you will be having it's like a tree. So your data will be in this fashion. So don't be get confused. So we are just, it is like tree where you will be having left address, right address, and some keys there. So this is the root and these are the child. Okay, so we call this as a root, and these are the subparts are called as a child. So in this you will be having range. So again it will be having split into two parts. Say that from 1 to 100. So from 1 to 100, 1 to 50 is you can find left side, and from 50 to 100 you can find the from the right side. So I'll be having here 1 and 50. That means from below 50 you can find left side, below above 50 you can find right side. So if you give the number, my number is 70, then you will not go for left side search, you'll go for the right side search, and in that 50 also the number which you are searching 78. Again the 78 has been further divided in the 50, again it will be divided, say 50 like 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So you'll be having divided into 5 parts. So when I say 78, again this will be splitted. So you'll be saying 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So I'll go for 70, and in the 70 I'll search for the record, and that 70 is going to give me the appropriate record. That whatever the record that is going to come, that is called as a leaf level. That means the last one. Okay, that is last one. Now here, yeah, tell me. So here what is happening, I am giving here, I have my range, I have been sorted from 1 to 100 is there. So 1 to 50 left side, 50 about the right side. Then again from the 50, what I have done, again I split it into 5 parts, say 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. So I'm making like this with 100, 70, 80, 90, 100. So again in that 70, 80, 100 also I have partitions. So like this I go on do the partitions of my, so tree you may identify all the tree. So branches will be there, then the branches, then sub branches, then sub branches, then you will find the leaves, then you find the fruit. So the fruit is ultimate, is in our case is data. So that means you are searching for the fruit that has been ripe, that means you can ready it for eating. Okay, so it's not an what do you call kacha fruit, it is a pakka fruits. I want to first search for the fruit which is eatable. Okay, so somebody will be saying that okay, that fruit is very good, to throw the stone on that, then automatically it will fall down. Okay, so you have, if you have a village, we'll be doing this kind of thing for guava or something called mangoes. If you find, then ultimate you will not stand, and I will also not stand. Wherever I'll find the stone, I'll throw it and I'll get cut down the fruit from the tree. So similar fashion, the fruit which you are getting ultimate in your hand is your leaf level, that's your data level. So like this, my data which has been splitted into this kind of ranges is called as a tree based indexing. So I am doing because as my data has been stored. So if you remember the first base diagram, the diagram says that I need the data which has been stored in a FIMO format files, that is ultimate in the sector. So this is a sector. So I show you the diagram of sector. So in that sector, how I can get the records. Okay, so the records I want to get. So I'll put in some queries. So whenever I put the queries, that will be going to pick up the data from the sectors, and I'm going to get the ultimate as a record. So in order to get the record, what I'm doing, I'm following some different kinds of file organizing system. So that is hash based indexing. So we have something called hash, we have something called sequential file organization. Like this, we have different things. So this is how you will find the indexing. So the another one is tree based indexing. So tree based has been explained. So if you see the example here, find all data entries with 24 age or less than age. That means the age like that is less than 50 and up to 24. So from the 24 to 50, I want to search the all the data that has been entered. So you are here in the formula will be like this. So number of disk inputs or outputs the length of the path of the root of the leaf plus number of leaves pages with qualifying data entries. So this is the form, we no need to write it, just in order to understand. That means how my pin, if you see that pin, this particular small pin, how it is going to jump to that particular location, how this spindle is going to fasterly, it will take me to, that means explanation part. See, whenever I'm clicking, automatically we know that we are jumping, we are getting the data, but the processor, how fast it is going to pick up the data because on that particular hash keys. So the information will be transferred to that particular thing, and this pin will jump or make this particular plate to move, and this pin will going to read that. But this part which you are seeing, this is only the header part of the pin. This is make us to read the data from this particular cylinder, okay, the plate. So for that, what you say, it says the length of path of the root. So here if you see, as I told, this is the length. So how many levels? So this is first level, second level, third level, fourth level, fifth level, wherever my data is. So here it is saying 24. So 24 and less than 50. So where it is 24 comes. So whether this side or this side. So it is this side. Okay. So below 70, I'm saying. So it is 78 above. So it is coming over. So 78 above, it is like this. Then again it is saying less than 2. So I will not go here. Again I will come over here, and I'll be searching in between the 12 and 78. So it will come under this category. Then it is say level A. So from here, this is one level, then level 2, level 3. So like this, we call the path. So this line you're seeing, this line, straight line. So we call this as a path. So from here to here, this path, first level, second level, third path. So I should know where this 50 is fitted or where this 24 is fitted. I have to get that count of that particular root leaf. So the path, so how many levels you are crossing. So if I want 50, 24, so here it is there in this particular area. So this is 19. So the path will coming from here to here, and I'll going to get it. So I'll show the diagram. If I find, if you're able to draw, I'll tell you. So it's like this. So from here, this is one. So from here to here, this is one path. So from here to here, this is one path. So 12 and 78. So this is saying, so I will not go over here. I'll come here. Then again here are searches. So 24 and 50. That means this category. Then again from here 94, 19 and 56. So 15 is 6 is there. Is crossing more than 50. So I'll not go this area. I'll go here. So this is one level. So this is one path. This is second path. Okay. Then again this is 33 and 34. That means here somewhere it is there. So my data is somewhere over here. So I have two paths. So here it says the length of, say here the formula says, the formula is like this. So the length of the path for the root of the leaf is, that means how many length you are going for that. Then the number of leaves pages with qualifying data. And that means I want this particular data. So how many leaves you are moving. That means this is the leaf. So this is the leaf. Okay, so this is a leaf, we call this leaf. So under this particular thing, how many leaf of pages you are searching. So from 19 you are going over here, and under that how many leaves. So this is one leaf, this is two leaf, this is three leaf. So where you are searching for that particular data. So that many count is your number of disks. That means the disk will be going to jump to that many times. So the disk will rotate that many times. So if I say here 2 and say this one is another leaf 3, so total 5 times. That means the disk will be rotate 5 times, and I'll be going to get the data. So this is how the tree will going to make it. Okay. So we have the example over here to understand the concept. Say there is an example. So I have a lot of keys over here. So we called composite keys because a lot of keys are available. So how it will be stored on the disk and how I'll be retrieving the data. So here we have something called to retrieve EMP records, that is employee records with age is 30 and salary is 40,000. So this is my query. So please read the query very carefully. I want the records of employee whose age is 30 and salary is 4,000. That means I should get the match of the age as well as salary. That means the person who's getting 30, salary is 40, his age is 30. So what is my criteria? My criteria is this one. So age and the salary. Okay, so I'll make the index on age or an index on salary. That means I can put the on index on salary or the age. So the condition is 20 from the 20 to 30, below 20 to 30, and salary is 3,000 and 5,000. It can be this condition. So I'll make the cluster tree for this. So as you should know, just know the tree about the tree, how we'll bring it up. So index on age salary or salary on age. I can go vice versa. So I can say AB or BA, both are the same. Or I'll go for the condition that age is 30 and 3,000 salary and 5,000 salary. So I can go with this. That means I can directly say only age. So here you have been not mentioned that age 30. That means here it can be below 30 also, or it is 30. So what I'm doing, I'm taking as from 20 to 30 as a between, or directly I can go for the 30. Just give me one while, I'm getting one important call. Sorry, ma. Sorry for inconvenience. There was a call from the office. So here, so this is one example. So the query can be anything. That means in whatever the manner you can get the answer for this. But here the question is this one. I want to retrieve the record whose age is 30 and salary is 4,000. So you can think about the salary can be 30, 28, 29, or exactly 2, exactly 30. So according to that, you can put the query. So you can make it query as 4,000 equal to 4,000, or you can say less than 4,000 or less than 5,000 and in between the 3,000 and 5,000, or based on like this. So you have different kind of indexes. That means I can create lot of indexes on that. See how the index has been done. So this is my data. So this is my actual data which you've seen over here, the blue color data which you're finding, this one. So I'm highlighting this one. So this is your data that has been sorted. So if you're not sorted, this will not going to come. So once the data has been sorted, thus this is your record. On this record, see these are all lines, whatever the lines you are finding, these are all our index beta. So this whatever the lines you are finding here, these are all our index that has been created, and it has been storing some numbers. So it has been going to generate some numbers. So the index of this particular column is age and salary. And on this, the index has been made on salary and age. Okay. And here you can see only salary. And this can be only age. So that means it's depend. That means one query can be made in this multiple options. So I can get the age, or I can go for 4,000 or something like that. So depending upon that particular indexes, my data will be going to. Right. So this is how I'll be going to develop my option. Okay, so this is how my indexing can be done. Okay, any doubt regarding this particular indexing concept? So this is very important indexing. So when I'm trying to create the index, it is going to make my data to retrieve faster from my database. So why I'm creating this index? Only one thing you have to remember, that I want to retrieve the data faster and faster, because I have a lot of bulk data that has been stored in my computer or my server. So the people have been bombarding on that particular server to get the data to be retrieved. So a lot of people are asking some questions. Hundreds of questions have been created. So that hundreds of questions has to be done, solved in fraction of seconds. So for each and every query, based upon that particular query, it will automatically create the indexes, and the indexes will going to put that in a form of some keys, hash keys. That hash key is going to help me to jump to that particular location and get the data. Okay, so this is how we are going to get the importance of the indexes. What else is there? Yeah. So that is the definition of the file organization. So now we'll see the in-depth of the file organization. So what are the different types of file organizations are there? We have sequential file organization, heap file organization, hash file organization, ISAM file organization, B-tree file organization, cluster file organization. So we have gone about the hash file organization. We have gone for the tree file organization, cluster file organization, and this has been finished. Now we will see the rest of the things. So sequential file organization, heap file organization, and ISAM file organization. Right, one by one we'll be seeing over here. So coming to the first one, sequential file organization. So the name itself says sequential. If you remember, 3 examples I have given in the previous sessions. One is function. If you go to any hotel, or if any occasion is there in your family, then naturally once the occasion has been finished, we'll be having rush to the dinner. So when we go for the dinner or lunch or the food section, then we'll be searching for the plates. Did I give them the example of this? So if you remember that plates concept, so how the plates has been got arranged. So the person, those who are going to organize that plates, he will clean the first plate, then on that he'll put the second plate, then he'll clean the third plate, fourth, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like this, he had put the plates. So what is happening here? The first place has been cleaned first, was put it in the last, and the plate, that is 10th plate, which has been cleaned last, was come on the first. So what is happening here? First come, last out. Who has came first, he is going last. Here if you see the, remember the plates, the example of the plates concept that has been arranged on the party or somewhere. So if you want to take the 10th plate, I can take from the top, but if I want to take the 6th plate or 7th plate or the first plate, I have to see the other plate should remove on the top, then only I can come to the first. But how the first plate has came? He was the first person who has entered, but he's going out last. That means the records has been arranged in this sequential order. So records has been arranged in a sequential order. So the starting point is the first one and the last one is the end file. So all the records has been arranged sequentially. So what is happening? I can, if I want to add a new record, that will be added in the last. Okay, that is new record. That means when whichever the new one it is coming. So 10th record is there or 28th record is there. Where I can put, I cannot put it insert in the middle of the plate. So as I give the example of the plate. So if you remember the plate symbol of the hotel. So if you see that plate, whichever that new plate, that means I cannot pull down from the middle. If I pull down from the middle, all the plates will fall down and there is chance of breaking. Okay, so I have to put the new plate on the top only. Okay, so it is a quite simple method. So it is stored the records in a sequence, one after the other, and the records are being inserted in order, whichever they are being inserted in the table. That means in whichever fashion you will put it, in the same fashion that will be allowed. So in the case of updating, deleting, or any record, the record will be searched in a memory block. When it is found, then only it is marked for the deleting, and the new record will be inserted. That means if I want to delete this, then it will see that whether this is there or not, then it will mark for that, okay, this is ready to delete, then it will delete. And if a new record is want to add it, at that place you can add it, but I cannot add in the between the record. Okay, so inserting a new record will be last. Then when I want to sort it from the top only, it will be sorted. So in this method, the new record always insert in the file end and then will be sorted in the ascending or the descending order based upon the primary key or the any other key. So as I've been given about the key concept, explaining about that. So whichever the key you are going to be, according to that, this will be order. So in the case of modification of the record, this will be updated record, then sorted the file, and lastly the updated record is placed in the right place. So that means if I want to update the third one or fourth one, fifth one, so it will take that, it will going to do the modification, then again it will be sort, then wherever that position will come, it will going to put it over. Right? So this is about the inserting of the record in the sequential things. Now what is over here? The advantage. So we call this a prawns. So if we say it contains the fast and efficient method for the huge amount of data. So if you get a huge data is there, one by one you go on inserting, add the things, it will be done. So in the method, the files will be easily stored in a cheaper storage mechanism like magnetic tapes. And it is a very simple design. It requires not much efforts because I told you the example of plates. So cleaning the plates one by one, you arrange it. There is no problem for that. So the method used for the most of the records access like grade calculation of the student, generating the salary slips. So we will use this kind of sequential order. So this example, you don't forget to write it. So what is the main purpose of the sequential? Maximum will be using this for grading the grades for the students, calculating the grades of the students, or I'm going to go for the generating the salary slips. This method is used for report generation or statistical calculation. So if I want to go with any reports I want to generate or statistical calculation I will go for. So for this sequential organization, very good. What is the disadvantage here? It will waste the time as we cannot jump to the particular record that is required, but we have some sequentially which is takes from time. So sorted file method takes more time and the space for the sorting of the records. So here, what is the problem over here? So as I told you, if I want to jump to any of the location, it is very difficult because as I told you the example, if I want to take the plate number 3 or 2, so I have to remove all the above plates. If I put directly suddenly, if I take the plate 2, all the above plates will get fall down. So it's very difficult. I cannot jump. That is the main reason, the drawback of our sequential organization. So based upon this, we have something called heap organization. When I go with a heap organization, so it will be like this. So it is simplest and most basic type of organization. So it works like a blocks. So it works like a block. So when I say heap, you should remember there is something called blocks. So that means I will be having some data that will put it in the block. So when I say R5 has some block in there, the data is there. R1 is I have some block, I have some like that means it's like in our college, When I say commerce, commerce will be one block. Management will be one block. Science, social science will be one block. Science group, life sciences is one block. And in the life sciences, you'll find zoology, botany, biotechnology, microbiology. Like this, we have different things. Again, when I go within a physical and chemistry, again we have a slots, chemistry block, physical block. Then when I say chemistry, again they have some blocks. In that, inorganic chemistry is the organic chemistry. Like this, we have the blocks will be going to create. So this is make me to jump to that particular block. So when I want to go with a chemistry or chemical, so with chemicals I can find only in the chemistry block. So I'll directly go to the chemistry. Now I want to find experiment on bacteria. Then what I'll do, I'll not go to contact the commerce or something. Simply I go to the life sciences, biotechnology department, zoology department, or microbiology department. There I search for my research where I want to go with an experimenting of bacteria. So like that, I have the heap file organization will going to work. So it will work like a block, and the records are inserted at the file end. So when the records are inserted, it does not require sorting and ordering of the records. So when I'm inserting, it doesn't require sorting, okay, or it should not be ordered. So it can put it in somewhere. When the data block is full, that means when it is full, the new record is stored in some other. That means if it is full, then it will go to the jump to the other block. It automatically create the block and it will go and store some other block, and it will labeled as label. That means you will be having baskets, and one basket is full, then you'll go for the other basket to put the other items. So like this, you're going to put. So new data need not to be very next data block. That means it's not compulsory that it should be here or here. I can put it somewhere also. So, but it can be select any data block in the memory to store new records. That means, as I told you, the example of your hard disk cylinder, it can select any sector. So it can select any sector to store the data, but it will be once the data, the block is filled, then it is going to create a new block, and the block can be anywhere on the disk. So the data is stored on that particular thing. So such data we called as a heap file, and also known as unordered file, because right now we are not doing any orders, sorting order. So in a file, every record is unique. So whatever the files that you are storing, it is having unique, and every page file of the name size. So it's depend upon the file of the same size. So all files whichever that has been blocked in this fitted on the same size. So in the DBMS, I just want to store the manage the new records. So here I will be storing the records. Here I have given the example. So if I want to have, so this is my data records, R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. So I want to add a new record, and based upon that, my memory will be selecting the data block, and based upon that, see here, R5 and R2 are being stored over here. That means again it has been sub block and the data has been recorded. So what is happening over here? Suppose if I say R1, R3, R6, R4, and I for the heap. So you want to add an R2, the if block will be 3 block is full. Then it will be inserted in the database by saying block number 1. That means these two are full. Then it will check for this. Okay, this is an empty. Directly go and store this. So it find the block. That means it see which block is empty. Directly go there and store its data. So when we want to search or update or delete, that means I want to do any operations, transactions on this particular file, then we need to transfer the data from starting of the file till end of the requester record. That means when I'm going with this, if I have to search or I want to modify, I have to check everything from the top to the bottom, and requester has to find, okay, this is belongs to this particular block, store the data. So in the database, very large searching, updating records will be time consuming because of there is no sorting and ordering of records in the heap organization. So we need to check all the data until we get the requester. So what is happening over here? We are not sorting. So if you see that in the sequential order, it is sorted. But in the go with an heap, you see that there is no sorting. So if there is no sorting, then we have to search for the from top to the bottom. So what is the advantage over here? It's a very good method of organizing bulk insertion. That means at a time, hundreds of records I can store. At a time, thousands of records I can store, delete or update it. So a large data numbers will be loaded into the database. That is only the best advantage. But in the small database, fetching of retrieving of the faster than the sequential. So if it is a small data, fetching and can be done comparing to the sequential. But what is the disadvantage? Because it is not having sorted. So it is searching each and everything. So my time consuming is more. So if you see, the method is inefficient for the large database because it takes time to search or modify the records. And this is inefficient for the large database. So this is what the disadvantage in the heap file. Okay. So we have seen the hash file also. Then we'll see the B tree. B tree also we have seen the tree structure. Then yeah, this is the tree structure we have seen. Then another important one is ISCM. So what is this? Index sequential access method. So we have seen the index sequential. We have seen B tree index, hash file. So index, we have seen something called cluster index. So the same fashion you will find index a sequential access method. What is this? It says that the data is being stored in a form of files using some primary key. So using some primary key. So as I told you the primary key definition. So what is that? It will not allow the duplicates. It will maintain the unique, and it will not allow the blank. That means it is mandatory. It should not kept blank. So data should be compulsory accepted. So the index value is generated from each primary key and mapped with the record. So the key that is being generated or based on the primary key, that will going to map with the other one. So this will going to have the same thing. So what is happening over here? So I have something called data records. So I have the records like this, and each record having some key. So the key is primary key. The same primary key we store in the block. So as I given the example of pharmaceutical, if you remember, so I want Combiflam. So when I say Combiflam, I will be having Combiflam labeled. That means C as a block, and I'll go to the C rack. In that, I'll see for the Combiflam combination. So in that, whatever the tablet I'm asking for the from the prescription, the same table I will give you, and it will place in that same place only. So like that, the key that has been maintained over here, the same key will be maintained in that block. Here I will not give the some other number. So if you see in the other one, hash and all the things, they will be labeled. So here we will be having some numbers, say here 1 2 3 4 5 6 is the same, 1 2 3 4 6 is the, so this is what the index. So whatever you are putting over the numbers, the same numbers will be rectified over. I'll be getting the record. So here I can give one example, one more example. It is experienced by me. There is something like Sadram Eye Hospital near Liberty, AV College, Domalguda is there. So there I went for eye checkup of my kids. So they will give some slip, and that slip will contain some number, and that number is fed in the computer. Then I have been checked up, and I have been examined by the doctor, and is given the prescriptions, and we are using the tablets and the medicines, whatever the doctor has been prescribed, we are following. Then after a couple of months, that is 6 months, there was a time for review. Then I went to the counter to book the ticket or the appointment from the doctor. So doctor says, did you examine previous or this is the first time? So then I said, I was already examined over here. Then do you have the number or the slip? Then I was searching in my mobile, and anyhow I find it and I given to her. Then she went to the rack and she picked up the file, whatever the number that I have been given by me. That means I have the number called 12 or 1706, something like that. Then there is a file on that particular patient number. That means they have been not identified by the name. So here I have the number is called 1706. They went to the rack. Then in that they find the 1700 file. In that they have seen the 1700 bunch. That means from 17 to 1800 they made one big file. In that big file they searched for my file. So 1706 was there. So they pick up that file, and that entire file consisting of my track record of my kid. So my kid, whatever he's having, all the things. So what that has helped me, that no need to check again and again. That same copy I have been forwarded to the doctor. He has seen the previous record. Based upon that, he changed the medicines and all. So that is what the index sequential access method. That means the key, whatever we are giving, it will be same over there. Okay, so I cannot go with the name. So suppose Akansh, if I say Monish, or if I say any name, it is very difficult for me to maintain that, because there will be a lot of, so they will be having some unique key. So this is how it will going to help me to pick up that particular record. So instead of waiting in a queue, going to the doctor, reporting and all things, so it has lot of time has been consumed. So my time has been got utilized in a proper. So in any record that has been retrieved on the based on the index value, then the address of the data block. So that will be the address of the data block also same, because here also I have the same name, here also have the same name. So it will be fetch the record and retrieve from the memory. So what is the advantage of this index sequential method? In this method, each record has the address of its data block. So data block has the address. The address block is nothing but your primary. So what that will do, it will make me to easy to search the record, even it is in a huge data. So if you find the biggest data also, it will search directly and it will be quick and easy. This method supports range retrieval and partial retrieval of records. Since the index is based on the primary key, so we can retrieve the data for the given range of value. The same way the partial value also easily search. The student name starting with JA can easily search. So based upon the queries, I can able to easily get the data. So this is what the index sequential thing. So method. So now we'll see the what is the disadvantage. This method requires extra space in the disk for storing the index value. So why? Because again I have here I have the key, again I have the key, again I have the data. So I have to maintain the separate things. So I need the extra space for this to maintain this record. Then when a new record are inserted, then these files has to be reconstructed to maintain the sequence. See what is the disadvantage? If I add a new one, then I have to order all these things again and again, because insert sequential, so index sequential. So I'm saying sequence, it is there, index sequence is there. So what is happening if I want to add a new record, again I have to arrange this. See, if new one comes, so today I am the patient of 1706. Okay, tomorrow the other person will come. So his number is of 17 or 20 or 30, 40. So for that, what I have to do, I had to remove that entire files. So if you remember the files, how that will be, it will be stapled or pin, or it will be made whole and it will put it in the file. So I have to remove all of it, because I cannot put it on the top. If I put it on the top, what happens? Again, it will be disorder. It's not in an order now. So I had to remove all the things. I had to search it, okay, check it, and now even if it is my case also, what I have done, I went to the counter. The question was that, do you have previously checkup? So I said yes. Then what they have done, they have removed the record from the 1706. They have given to me. I carried that. I went to the doctor. He has given the new prescription. Then once I went out, the same file again it has to keep back in the file. So again it has to keep back. So again when I'm keeping like that, lot of people will come in. So all the files has to be sorted again and again. If I don't sort it tomorrow, it is very difficult, because the same patient comes again. It is very difficult for me to pick up and I have to search for. So if I order, then only I go. So this is what the little bit critical job and that is a lot of things have been there. So because of this is a little bit disadvantage. So when the record is deleted, then the space you use it by it need to be released. So otherwise the performance of the database will be slowed down. So what is happening in the computer? What happens if you use your mobile? If you delete the records, you think that my records has been deleted or my photos has been deleted. I have been use my space. Okay, that means if 10 GB is there, it has been filled. So what you do, automatically you delete the WhatsApp files, you delete the videos or the audios, the chat and all the things. So you think, okay, it will say 7 GB has been used, 3 GB has been got free. So you think, okay, I'm relaxed, I can add some more, but it's not like that. You have to go to the dustbin, that is your bin box. From there also, if you try to remove the data and if you remove the cache memory, so that the wakeout place can be filled with new one. If you don't do, what happens? Your system will become slow. So that's why if you see sometimes your mobile will become hang, unless until you clear your cache or clear your memory or RAM or something like that. That means you have to run some application to clear. That means whenever you open lot of files, so if you see your mobile, you will be opening lot of files, but you unfortunately you are not close. So what happens? It has been loaded on your mobile and the related data has been stored. That means the related files has been stored somewhere. That is what called the memory which is not required because you have closed the application, but the file, the related data has been stored in somewhere. Because of that, if you don't delete that, the history we call the past history, if you not delete, then your system will become slowed down. So that is the same case in the index also. This is what the disadvantage over here. So this is what today's topic. So any doubts you can clarify.